16 years and oh, okay. And we are not covering banyak topik lagi yo. We just covering benda-benda yang penting, and I kind of got information that these are the topics yang akan kind of like boleh keluar. So if you got any question, just message me and we will go through. So this topic yang kita nak bincang hari ni is very important, and I will go through with you one by one. If you want me to macam selain daripada ini, you want me to explain anything else, then we will see how fast we finish dulu lah. Okay. Alright, so let's start because 2 jam macam tak cukup actually. I have got, because I do online class, I teach private school, I got pusat tuition, right? So I've got students from Penang, KL, Johor, Selangor, I think Sabah. I got like students from everywhere. Okay. All right. So let's start first. Okay. Feel free to ask. Okay. Okay. I'm going to start with benda yang ni dulu. This is a blood clotting mechanism. All of you all are doing in Bahasa or English? Is it English or Bahasa? English or English? Then it's okay. My notes are in English. But I will still explain. Oh, you are in Bahasa ke? Oh, okay. Okay, it doesn't matter, konsep yang penting, and then the fakta dia semua sama, is the same. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so you have to use my notes. I hope you all have printed out. Use my notes, and then we are going to faham concept, and then we are going to do some essay. We are going to do together because these are all important ones. So see your notes. Blood clotting lama tak keluar, so this is kind of spotted. Okay, so I want you to put I don't know, you can circle point number 1, 2, and 3. Kalau print better actually, sebab kena tulis kan. Kalau tak print tak apa, just write in a piece of paper, at least you have the answers. Okay, everyone ready with the paper or print out? I might go a little bit fast because all these topics are a little bit macam dia besar sikit. Plus you want me to explain properly, right? Yeah. Okay, come, let's start. So for importance of blood clotting, blood clot darah kena gumpal for one reason, that is to tutup luka, just one reason. Kalau blood clot for no reason, that means they have thrombosis, they have penyakit. So I want you to bulatkan point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, yang tu yang paling penting. To prevent excessive blood loss, sebab darah pergumpal, tutup luka, maintain normal blood pressure in the blood vessel, so that kalau darah bergumpal macam tutup luka, now blood can flow in normal pressure. And number 3 is to prevent entry of microorganisms sebab dah tutup luka, right? So point number 3 is together with third line defense. Human defense system, third line. Sorry, not third line, sorry, first line. It's the first line. Okay, so blood clotting, skin, they are all under first line. Okay, that's it lah. 1, 2, 3 yang paling penting. Okay, so let's look at this one. So you can see here, there are blood vessel yang, okay. So you can see here, blood vessel dah terpotong. You can see here. And now blood is coming out. All the red blood cell dah keluar. And what will happen is, platelets akan bergumpal. They will make a blood clot. Okay, let's see this. So this blood clot is called wet mesh. This one, this is a blood clot. We call it as wet mesh. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to show you how this is just a mind map saja. And if you understand the mind map, then we can convert this into an essay. Okay, so let's try that. So when blood vessel is damaged, that means macam let's say your blood vessel, salur darah. Okay, salur darah dah terputus lah macam ni. Okay, so what will happen is the kawasan yang terputus, it will become kasar and rough. So as the blood keluar, red blood cell, platelets semua duk keluar. Platelets are a bit sensitive. Kawasan yang kasar, they are a bit sensitive. So platelets will start to, so red blood cells semua duk keluar. So platelets will start to gather and clump together. Okay? So platelets akan bergumpal, clump together. This is your keyword. Dia akan lekat, clump together, and then it becomes a temporary plug. Plug sementara. We can call this as platelet plug. So they know they are not strong. So what they will do is they will release thromboplastin. Sometimes they call it thromboplastin. Some books call it thrombokinase. So thrombokinase is an enzyme. So sometimes the question sometimes will ask like this. So you can use both. It doesn't matter. Dua-dua sama je. So the question will ask like this. What is the protein that is released by platelets? Then your answer is thromboplastin. What is the enzyme released by platelets? Then your answer is thrombokinase. Macam tu lah. Both can, but I like this word, so this is okay. Thromboplastin will convert prothrombin. Okay, we try to remember this. Prothrombin. Prothrombin is an inactive enzyme. Enzyme yang tak aktif, produced by the liver dengan bantuan vitamin K. Then this conversion perlu calcium ion. Now they become active. They become thrombin active enzyme. So just like any enzyme, they will convert or they will mempercepatkan. So you can use the word convert, or they will catalyze fibrinogen into fibrin. So fibrinogen is a soluble plasma protein. So if I have a, let's say beaker, soluble means larut, right? Tak nampak, memang tak nampak dia larut. So fibrinogen is soluble, tak nampak the protein. But fibrin, it will become fibrin later. This is fibrin. Soluble plasma protein. Oh, silap, I forgot. Protein plasma or plasma protein, doesn't matter. So this one is fibrin. So now you can see this as fibrin. So lama-lama, I want you all to imagine that the fibrin dia macam jaring ikan. So there will be a lot of fibrin. So a lot of fibrin will become fibrin filament, like a net. So as the red blood cell duk keluar, it's like a jaring, like a net. It will perangkap all the red blood cell. And then it becomes a gumpalan darah. And this blood clot is called web mesh. And then tutup luka lah. So web mesh, if the web mesh masih if it is still red in color and you go and cungkil buang, then darah akan keluar balik. So you have to wait until it becomes dark scared, like macam dark, right? Only then you know the tissues kat dalam-dalam semua dah is already been repaired, and then now you can cungkil buang lah. Okay, let's see what kind of questions will keluar for this part. Okay, let's see. So you all can see here. Now you feel like it's easier. So first is blood clot, second is wet mesh. Having a little bit of sore throat. Okay. Let's look at this, okay? So my notes, you can see there are sample essay kat dalam my nota, memang ada. Number 1 until number 6. Memang ada, that one you can use. But let's look at the latest schema. This is last year trial exam. Let's look at the schema and what they want, okay? So diagram 9.1 shows a child injured and bleeding, berdarah. Okay, whatever picture they give, that is not decoration, they are information. So you have to read everything in the picture. So red blood cell flows out, injured area, blood vessel. Okay, fine. Explain the body's mechanism to stop the bleeding. So let's see how to answer. Okay. So just now, if you see your notes, you will notice that the urutan is platelets keluarkan prothrombin and then thromboplastin, and then you have prothrombin to thrombin, fibrinogen to fibrin. Those are the most important part. Okay, so let's look at this, how they answered last year's schema. Look at the schema first. Kejap. I can't see this because there is something blocking here. Okay, oh, it's not here. Platelets clump together. Is it blocking for you? No, right? P1, is it blocking for you? I can't read because P1 is blocking for me. Oh, for you all it's not blocking. Okay, that's good then. I try to make it up. So platelets clump together in the wound, clump together to form a temporary plug. To form a plug temporary cover. Okay, no problem. Temporary plug. Clotting factors. Okay, I didn't talk about clotting factors, but it doesn't matter. Memang together with all that, memang ada clotting factor. But we need only 5 marks. So this is not that, it's not the important one. So it's okay. So clotting factor becomes active and forms thrombokinase. Yang ni yang penting. Or you can say platelets release thrombokinase. Thrombokinase will convert, conversion can, convert can. Okay, so I'm showing you all how to do this. Convert prothrombin to thrombin, inactive enzyme to active enzyme. And then in the presence of calcium ion, vitamin K, thrombin will convert. This is active enzyme, right? Fibrinogen to fibrin. And then fibrinogen forms a network in the wound, or we can call it as fibrin filament. Okay, hang on now. Fibrin filament boleh juga. Fibrin filament, network of fibrin. Red blood cell trapped together with platelets to form a fibrin network, forms a blood clot, close the wound, and this is called web mesh and forms web mesh. Okay, so if you want, you can add all these words because all this can be used as well. All right, class, is it okay? Can you copy this down somewhere? Because this is the latest schema for 2023. So copy somewhere on mechanism of blood clotting. Kita tajuk. Okay, so just copy this. Somewhere, you just copy somewhere because I think this is the latest one. So you can use this as well. Okay, dah habis, let me know. Your copy first, class. I just want to drink some water. Kejap. Anyone done? Just message me if you're done because I can't estimate like how long you write. You're done, Tyra? Okay. Hakimi pun dah habis. All right. So let's go to the next one. Okay. So let's see the next one. If anybody need 1 minute, 2 minute, I can wait. Ada siapa-siapa tak habis? Before we go to the next one. Oh, ada ke seorang? Okay, okay. 1 minute. Okay, fine. Kejap, let's move together. Okay, let them finish first. Have your trial exam habis? Or is it on the way? But in Penang, dia orang dah habis. How about your? Got results also? Yes, sir. Oh, dah habis. Okay. Oh, so the next exam is SPM. Amali next week. Okay. Oh, Amali next week. Do you know what's coming up? They sometimes they'll give you clue, right? Amali clue apa? Did they give you any clue? Ada? What chapter coming up? Chapter 9 Form 4. Chapter 9 Form 4 will be nutrition. It will be like amylase, pepsin, Viking tube, where, yeah, semua tu lah. So you have to go through that. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see this one first, okay? Amali is another story. Okay, so let's see. Semua orang habis, oh? Okay, I believe everyone is finished. Let's see the next one, trial 2022. Okay, semua orang siap, oh? Okay, let's look at other trial papers, okay? I just want to show you all why I think this is coming out, because so many times this is like spotted. So this is para 20223. Anyone want to try? What is X? You all want to try? What is X? Thrombin. It's this way, huh? Dia punya arrow this way. So anyone want to try what is X? The arrows are all this way. No, no one trying. Prothrombin, yeah. So this is prothrombin, that's correct. Okay. And because the arrow terbalik, right, the other side. And this one will be fibrin. Fibrin to fibrin. Is it wrong? Fibrinogen to fibrin, yes. Fibrinogen to fibrin. Soluble plasma protein to insoluble. Okay, macam ni lah, see, confirm you will get this correct. Okay, let's see other kind of questions. Okay, blood clotting is an important process. State the importance of blood clotting. So just now you all highlighted, right? I told you all to bulatkan the first 3 points. That is what it means. So stops excessive bleeding, prevents pathogen from entering the body, first line defense, maintain normal blood pressure. 3 ni yang paling penting. Okay, so you have that in your notes. Okay, it's the same thing. But I want to show you, you see, trial exam 2022 keluar mental. Okay, let's look at this one. This one I feel like it's not in your notes, but I feel like this is important, so I want to show you. Mr. A is diagnosed with a genetic disease that caused him to have lack of clotting factors. So what is clotting factors? Clotting factors are protein. Clotting factors are protein in your blood, okay? So we have blood clotting factor number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They don't have, it's a kecacatan darah. So they don't have blood clotting factor number 8. So in his case, they are the platelets, thrombin, prothrombin, everything they have, but the platelets don't know what to do, so the blood don't clot. So this is a genetic disease, and it is called hemophilia. Okay, so you all don't have to copy semua ni, but I want you to just write down somewhere. Hemophilia is related to blood clotting, right? So we are going to write down a little bit of nota in case anywhere they ask you hemophilia. These are the 3 points you always write. Don't copy anything here. Just copy the one that I give you. It's easier. We go straight to the point, okay? So lack of... Okay, so these 3 points are the most important. You just copy this to code out. But of course, you can figure it out, right? Less oxygen dalam badan, kawan tu pingsan, all that we can figure it out. Okay, so just copy this somewhere. Okay, teacher, how does blood clotting maintain blood pressure? Okay, so if there is a luka, then darah keluar, right? If darah dok keluar, people pingsan. People pingsan because, you tell me, is it the blood pressure becomes lower or becomes higher? When people lose a lot of blood, they will pingsan. So is it because the blood pressure becomes higher or becomes lower? It becomes lower, right? Because the banyak darah keluar, now the blood that flows inside blood vessel kurang. Okay, got it? So that is, so you got it ready, okay. Okay, siap, let's go to the next story. Ready? Have you copied the pink color one down? No need to copy all, just the pink color, the one that I wrote in pink. Okay, dah. Let's go to the next story. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this one you have in your notes. This is trial 2022. And what is enzyme K? Okay, so now you all know what is enzyme K. So platelets keluarkan enzyme. The enzyme will be called thrombokinase. Enzyme is thrombokinase. So explain how thrombokinase acts to form network L. Network L will be fibrin filament. Fibrin filament can, network of fibrin can. Fibrin can. Okay, salah satu lah. Okay. To stop erythrocyte is red blood cell and tutup luka. So how does the enzyme and fibrin, network of fibrin help to kumpal darah? Okay, you all have copied that. Come, I give you all the answer. Okay, so I assume everyone is done. If you're not done, just let me know, then I'll turn back. All right, class, this is your answer. Okay, so just copy yang there's bahasa juga, so it's up to you. All right, so that's your answer. Kalau dah habis, let me know so that we can move faster. Okay. All right, wonderful. Everyone is done. Let's go to the next story. So habis blood clotting dah habis. I hope you all know how to answer that. Let's go to the next one, lymphatic system. This is also spotted. Okay, ready? Yeah? Okay, I turn the slide. Okay, so before we go to lymphatic system, there are a few things we have to understand first. Okay, so my nota is very little for lymphatic system, memang sikit. But majority of your understanding will come from the seminar, right? Okay, see my throat. Okay, let's see here. So these are all the white blood cells. So white blood cells, you have granulocyte and agranulocyte. Granulocyte are macam ni. They don't have dot dot. They don't have this granular cytoplasm. So granulocyte, you have to know this first, and then only we can move to lymphatic system. Okay, so that's why I want to explain yang ni dulu sekejap. Okay, so granulocyte, it is a clear cytoplasm. You can see the cytoplasm is clear and also no lobe nucleus. Okay, there is no lobe nucleus. Granulous, so we will think of Mr. Lum. Let's think of Mr. Lum. So lymphocyte, agranulocyte, and monocyte. Okay, that's how we remember. Okay, so granulocyte, you can see ada dot dot, and then you can see like macam ada cacat, the nucleus macam cacat. So we say granular cytoplasm. Oh, okay, and lobe nucleus. I think they will send you all these slides. Okay, so just listen saja lah, bagi faham saja. Okay, so for granulocyte, we will think about Mr. Ben. Okay, so all these slides I will send it to the admin nanti. Okay, So we'll think of Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben, you have basophil, eosinophil, neutrophil. Okay, Ken? All right. Because there's so many slides, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So lymphocytes is the one that produces antibody. So yang ni penting. This is, see my right? Okay, kejap. Because I'm using this to write. Okay, so lymphocytes is the only one dia takkan, it won't attack pathogen directly. Dia akan keluarkan askar, dia keluarkan antibodies, lymphocytes. So lymphocytes, you have two types of lymphocytes. You have T cell and you have B cell. Okay, so just listen to the story so that you can understand better. T cell lymphocytes belongs to lymphatic system. So which means T cell lymphocytes will not produce antibody. They belong to lymphatic system. They act differently. B cell lymphocytes belongs to the blood system. They produce antibodies to prevent any disease. Okay. So this one would be under third line defense. B cell lymphocytes produce antibody is third line defense. T cell is for lymphatic system. So monocyte and neutrophil, they are also equally penting, but they are phagocytes. So phagocytes, these are all under chapter 11. This is for second line defense, phagocytosis. Okay, so we are not covering that. Actually, yang tu pun macam penting juga. But I couldn't put so many things because in 2 hours, how much can I cover, right? Okay, so let's look at the story. I want you to understand. Understanding is very important. The concept, especially for lymphatic system. Okay, so what is the perbezaan antara blood circulatory system and lymphatic system? So you have two system dalam badan. You have the blood circulatory system or the salur-salur darah, and then you have the lymphatic system or the salur-salur lymphatic. So which means, and they are joined at one place, and this one place is called here, it's subclavian vein. Okay, everyone following? Okay, so the system in the body is working like this. Can you all see my hand? Okay, it's like a bit moving. Dia macam tu. Okay, they are parallel. So which means if I cut my hand, darah pun keluar, lymph pun keluar. It's just that you don't see lymph because they're transparent. Okay, so let's look at this. So blood is red in color, blood system. And lymph is transparent yellow color. It's transparent. Dia macam warna air kencing macam tu. It's just transparent. And then blood capillaries. So here you have blood capillaries and here you have lymphatic capillaries. What is the perbezaan? Persamaan is both are one cell thick. Perbezaan is for blood capillaries both end terbuka. You see, it's both end terbuka. But for lymphatic capillaries, it has a hujung yang tertutup macam tu. Okay, so let me show you. Let's say this is artery and venule. So this is where the cells are. Okay, this is where the cells are. And where is the kedudukan of lymphatic capillaries? Where are they? They will be in the center. They will be in the center between the cells. This is where they are. And they are like, can you all see the drawing? It's like hujung tertutup macam tu. And then it's like overlapping pattern. So all this, there is a meaning for it. So later we discuss. Okay, everyone clear? So see where the information, where they are. Okay, next one is, for blood vessels, you have artery and vein. This is the salur darah. And salur lymphatic, we also have salur lymphatic, and they look exactly like vein. Exactly. So how does blood flow in vein? In the blood flows in vein because of valves, prevent backflow, and blood flows in vein also due to the contraction of skeletal muscle. So if I am doing this, can you all see that? If I fold my hand, the background is not showing properly, but if I were to fold my hand, macam tu, can you see? So when I squeeze my muscles, I'm doing two things. When you're exercising and you're moving your body, you are moving your blood in the vein and you're also moving the lymph in the lymphatic vessels because they are in the middle of skeletal muscles. Okay, all this information important, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. And then you have thoracic duct and lymphatic duct. These are large lymphatic vessels. Okay, so these are large ones. So how to explain to you? So imagine all the lymphatic vessels, they join. So all the lymphatic vessels will join, and then at the center, I can't show you all here. Let me show you as a manusia. I draw a manusia here, okay? So all the lymphatic vessels will join, lymphatic vessels will join, and then they will become a laluan besar in the center of your body. Excuse me. So this laluan yang besar is called lymphatic duct, lymphatic duct. Duct means laluan besar. And then this one is thoracic duct. Okay, so it'll be like this: lymphatic duct, thoracic duct, and then they will enter back subclavian vein. So what is the laluan? Excuse me, class, just 1 minute, okay? Okay, so you have lymphatic vessel, joints become lymphatic duct, thoracic duct. Okay, that's it. And then lacteal is in the villus, and their job is to absorb fat-soluble nutrients, right? Okay, also, you all know this, huh? Okay, so lacteal is in the villus. That is a special lymphatic vessel. Okay, tu saja. The heart is the organ for the blood system. And for the lymphatic system, they have spleen as an organ, thymus gland as an organ, and tonsil as an organ. That is tonsil. If you open your mouth, kat situ, you can see benda tu tergantung, right? Yeah, that is tonsil. And tonsil is part of lymphatic system. So what is inside tonsil? Inside tonsil, there are a lot of white blood cells. And the white blood cells are called T-cell lymphocytes. Okay. So if somebody has sakit, they have sore throat, that means the tonsil bengkak. And this is good news actually, because they bengkak for 2 reasons. One is because it's producing a lot of white blood cells. And second, they are killing a lot of microorganisms in your mouth. That means you have infection. So that is why people get like sore throat, right? Okay, and the last one is lymph node. Lymph node is a special lymphatic, it's a special structure. Okay, everyone okay with this? Ken? This is just introduction to lymphatic system. Okay, clear. Okay, you can see the animation. All right, so let's see here. So before I tell you the story for lymphatic system, you have to understand all this introduction. This is blood capillary. So blood capillaries, this is how they look like. They don't look like pipe air macam artery dengan vein. Artery dengan vein nampak macam pipe air. But this is blood capillaries. They are like tampalan of cells. So can you see this is one cell, this is one cell, they just tampal saja. It's just tampalan of cell. So which means when darah lalu, when blood flows in blood capillaries, blood plasma will leak out. Because it's just a tampalan of cell. Of course, they can leak out. Okay, blood plasma will leak out. The bahagian air akan leak out. Red blood cell, platelets, and plasma proteins will not keluar. Sebab yang tu besar. So what is the 3 things that akan keluar? Red blood cell, platelets, plasma protein. Okay, 3 tu takkan keluar. Okay, so now we can start the story. Okay, oh, not yet. Okay, I have to still introduce to you. Fine. So lymphocytes, like I told you just now, you have T-cell lymphocyte and B-cell lymphocytes. This one produces antibodies and this one belongs to the blood system. This is in chapter 10. This is chapter 11. Form 4. But this one is chapter 10, right? This is chapter 10, lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. So this is lymph node. Lymph node ada 2 fungsi. One is to produce and store lymphocytes. So this is where all the lymphocytes are in the center. And when lymph lalu, kalau cecair lalu, it will filter and kill pathogen and cancer cells. So it makes, so one way to prevent cancer for life is to strengthen the lymphatic system, because it has lymph node. It can always look for cells yang cacat, and it's cells that don't do their job, it will always destroy them. So how to strengthen lymphatic system? One of the ways is exercising, because it improves the circulation. And of course, the other one is eating more like bitter kind of food that is less sugar. Those things can help. Okay, let's see the next story. Okay, so lymph node punya fungsi kena hafal loh. Produce and store lymphocyte. Produce kat situ, store kat situ. And then filter and kill pathogen and cancer cells. Okay, so if you are okay with this, now I'm going to tell you the story. Okay, this story. Okay, so this story I'm going to tell you is actually based on that notes. If you see your notes, we are now at lymphatic system, right? Your notes only got one page. So I'm going to show you how to remember the essay. Okay, let's do this. Okay, follow me, class. It's not easy for me to repeat balik yang ni. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Let's say this is artery. Okay, and this is blood capillaries. And this is vein. Okay, so you all know that blood flows in artery very fast and very high pressure. Betul? Very fast, very high pressure. So imagine if I cut my artery. So this is confirmed artery. This is carotid artery. So imagine if I cut my artery. Darah akan percik. That is how fast blood flows in artery. So imagine blood flowing so fast and so high pressure. And then they come to tempat yang sempit macam ni, which is one cell thick, just setebal satu cell, so sempit, so much of pressure, and then they come to tempat yang sempit. This place here will have high hydrostatic pressure. Tekanan, there's a lot of high hydrostatic pressure. So what will happen is, everyone following? Okay. What will happen? So before I tell, okay, so let me draw all the cells first. Because cells are always near blood capillaries. Okay, let me finish this one first. Let me draw the drawing first. And then lymphatic capillaries are here, right? This is how lymphatic capillaries, they are in the spaces between the cells. Okay, so this is where they are. Okay, fine. Now I can tell the story. So when blood flows in artery very fast, very high pressure, and then they come to tempat yang sempit macam ni, it creates a high hydrostatic pressure. Blood plasma will diffuse out of blood capillaries at the end of artery. Everyone following? Tahu kenapa dia diffuse out? Sebab blood capillaries tampalan of cell into the spaces. So if they are inside the blood vessel, we call them as blood plasma. If the blood plasma diffuses out of the blood capillaries at the end of artery into the spaces between the cells, now we call them as tissue fluid. Okay, now we call them as tissue fluid. Okay, so see this story, kejap. So the cells that are nearby, they will do exchange of gases, nutrient, hormones, antibodies semua tu with the blood capillaries, because that is the function of blood capillaries, to do exchange. So how about the cells yang jauh? So I want you all to imagine like this. Every time the blood hits the blood capillaries, blood plasma akan macam keluar. Macam tu. So it will banjiri all this area. So the tissue fluid like bathing all the cells. So the cells yang duduk jauh daripada blood capillaries, they will do exchange with the tissue fluid, because the tissue fluid is the same as blood plasma. So they will quickly do exchange. Okay, everyone settle along, can I? All right. So, all right, so that's done. So what will not be filtered out? Benda apa yang tak keluar and it will teruskan perjalanan? What is it? It will be red blood cell, platelets, plasma protein. Tiga tu will not diffuse out because they are large molecules, right? Takkan keluar. Okay, settle down. All right, now, next story. 85% of tissue fluid, they will diffuse back into the blood capillaries at the end of vein. They will masuk balik. All the tissue fluid, 85% will masuk balik. Why they will masuk balik? Because this place here has low hydrostatic pressure. What is the meaning of low hydrostatic pressure? So blood plasma kebanyakannya air. So imagine all the air keluar at the artery side. So this area will be like macam hypertonic, right? So low hydrostatic pressure is like hypertonic sikit. So air akan masuk balik lah. Okay, 85% will diffuse back. And then you still have 15% in the tissue. So imagine blood lalu, and then diffuse out, and then masuk balik, your face, everything akan masih bengkak. So, because the tissue fluid must be collected. So 15% of the tissue fluid, it will diffuse into lymphatic capillaries. This is called lymphatic capillaries. And now we call it a new name. We call it as lymph. Can you all see my drawing? Okay, now we give it a new name. Okay, Ken? Itu sajalah, habis cerita. If you can write all this story, you just got 6 marks. Okay, ready? Alright, so I'm going to repeat one more time how to remember this whole thing dalam. So before I tell you the whole story, I want to ask you some questions. Is blood plasma, tissue fluid, and lymph, this is lymph, right? Maybe my tak nampak. This is lymph, right? Okay. Is it all benda yang sama? Is it the same? Blood plasma, tissue fluid, and lymph, is it benda yang sama? Yes, no? What do you all think based on my story? Is it the same? Tak apalah, hentam. Based on my story, what do you feel like? Okay, actually they are all the same. It's just that if they are in the blood vessel, we call it blood plasma. If they keluar into the spaces between the cell, we call it tissue fluid. If they masuk lymphatic capillary, we call it lymph. They are all the same. Okay, but of course, later the content akan berubah. But at this moment, they are all the same. Okay, Ken? Alright, so I'm going to repeat one more time how to convert this picture into an essay. How to convert. Okay, listen carefully. When blood plasma, hang on, blood plasma will be filtered out of blood capillaries. Okay, follow me. Blood plasma will be filtered out of blood capillaries at the end of artery under high hydrostatic pressure into the spaces between the cells, and now we call it as tissue fluid. 85% of tissue fluid will diffuse back into blood capillaries. No need to copy. I think they will send you the link if you want. You want to copy this? You feel like it's easy to understand? Just take a photo or something lah. Ambil masa, right? Copy. Okay, hang on. I must tell the story again. You cut me off. Okay, one more time. So blood plasma is filtered out of blood capillaries at the end of artery due to high hydrostatic pressure into the spaces between the cells. We call it as tissue fluid. Red blood cell, platelets, and plasma proteins are not filtered out because they are large molecules. 85% of tissue fluid will diffuse back into the blood capillaries at the end of vein due to low hydrostatic pressure. 15% of tissue fluid will diffuse back into lymphatic capillary, LC, and now we call it as lymph. Itu sajalah. That is for 6 marks. So if you want to make it 8 marker, then you have to tell this story. So where do they go after lymphatic capillary? So they become lymphatic vessel. The lymphatic vessel will join and become lymphatic duct. And then they will join and become thoracic duct. Finally, masuk kat sini, which is subclavian vein. And then dah masuk salur darah. This is vein is salur darah, right? Now the whole thing starts again. Okay, Ken? All right, so this is the story that is in my essay. Okay? All right, that's it. We are done. Let's see the next story. We'll take a break shortly. Maybe around 3:35, we take a break. All right, so it's the same story, tapi dia dari bawah ke atas. It's the same thing. Can you see? It's the same. So masuk lymph. So you can see here, this is a blood plasma kat sini. Let me change the color. Blood plasma from here, jadi tissue fluid. Okay, and then they enter, becomes lymph, and then this is the laluan they go through. Okay, it's the same story as the essay that I gave you. All right, so just to let you know, if the lymphatic vessel is blocked, if the laluan is blocked, then excess tissue fluid accumulate in the spaces between the cells and causes swelling. This is called edema. Okay. And then I just let you all know, edema dengan elephantiasis is the same story. So only that elephantiasis is caused by mosquito. You can see mosquito as a vector carries the pathogen and the lymphatic vessel gets infected. Yang tu saja kena tambah. And then lymphatic vessel is blocked. Excess tissue fluid accumulates in the spaces between the cells and causing swelling. Same story. Okay. So if you want, you can copy this. Yeah, you can copy this if you want. And then remember, this you can also use for edema. Okay. All right. So I wait for you, class, if you all want to copy this. Teacher, can you give tips for bahagian B? Okay, Ken. You want me to give you the list of things you need to have baca, is it? For essay. Okay, okay, Ken. Why not? Actually, 2 jam tak cukup to cover everything. So I can probably give you the list. Okay. Okay, so quickly copy. If you're done, let me know. What to tell you? Another word for elephantiasis is filariasis. Yeah, filariasis. Filariasis, yeah. If you're done, you let me know. 3:35, we'll take a break. Maybe I can share with you some like concept, you know. Okay. Nama habis dulu tak apa. Dah habis, siap? Siap, okay. All right. Okay, let's do one more and then I will talk about that. Okay. So we still have 10 minutes before break. Okay. Kira semua orang dah, huh? If anybody need 1 minute, 2 minute, let me know. Otherwise, I assume everyone is done. Done. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So you can see here the connection between the blood circulatory system dengan lymphatic system. You can see. You all can read this. So this is blood capillaries yang ni, and this one is lymphatic capillaries. And then this one is lymphatic vessel, and then all this bulat-bulat is lymph node. Okay, macam tu lah. And they will ask you this question. That's why I show you. Okay, I just want to go through with you. You will get all these slides. So let me just show you. Let's go through this together, okay? What is the similarities between lymphatic system and blood system? What is the similarities? Both have fluid. Both are able to transport gases, nutrient, waste products, about blood plasma, right? Both have capillaries and vessel. Both involved in human defense system to kill microorganisms. Okay, cukup lah. Perbezaan. Blood system ada semua, red blood cell, white blood cell, platelets, but lymphatic system only white blood cell. Blood system has low lipid content sebab tak ada lactil. Lymphatic system has higher lipid content sebab ada lactil. And lactil can absorb lipid soluble substance, right? Lactil. Blood system has heart to pump blood, tapi lymphatic system got no pumping organ. So it depends on the valves and movement of skeletal muscles. Blood circulatory system more protein sebab ada plasma protein. Kat sini less protein sebab plasma protein tak keluar. Function of blood system is to transport blood throughout the body. And function of lymphatic system is to return excess. Okay, no more this word. They have changed the word now. To return excess tissue fluid to the blood circulatory system. So just to let you all know, this is the main function. To return excess tissue fluid back to the blood system. Kalau tidak, kita akan jadi bengkak. Another function of lymphatic system is to kill pathogen in the body, betul? Kill pathogen and cancer cells. Another function of lymphatic system is the function of lacteal. So it has lacteal to absorb lipid-soluble nutrients. Okay. All right, so this is just to let you know, those are the three things. Okay, let's finish that about lymphatic system and then we take a break. Okay. Compare and contrast between tissue fluid and lymph. Okay, just now we saw mine such a long story. So yang ni lebih ringkas, straight to the point, 4 markah, straight to the point. So both contains blood plasma without plasma protein. Okay. Both have no red blood cell. We are talking about tissue fluid and lymph, not blood. Jangan salah. So both got no plasma protein, no red blood cell, no platelets. Okay. Perbezaan is lymph has higher lipid content or fat content, higher. The lymph sebab ada lacteal, right? They have lacteal. Tissue fluid will have lower. Has higher lymphocytes, T cell lymphocyte, because they have lymph node. Kat sini kurang. Okay. So just have an idea. Now you will feel like, macam senang jawab. Oh, this one I gave the answer. Okay, fine. So P is lymph node. Okay, lymph node. Sometimes dia bengkak. Lymph node bengkak is a good sign. It's a sign that dia sama dengan a tonsil. I mean, not a good sign lah. That means you are infected and the lymph node is like producing a lot of T cell lymphocytes to kill more pathogen. Itu saja. Okay, let's look at this. What happened to pathogen in P, in lymph node? So function of lymph node is to, you all remember function of lymph node tadi? To store and produce and store lymphocytes, correct? Produce and store, and then filter and kill pathogen. So kat sini pun sama lah. Pathogen are destroyed by lymphocytes. No antibody yang dia salah kat sini. Okay. Destroyed by lymphocytes. I want to show you like, you can answer all these questions now. Suggest ways to prevent this disease. What disease is this? Elephantiasis scan, filariasis scan. So suggest ways to prevent this penyakit. Avoid being bitten by mosquitoes, sleeping in mosquito net, wearing clothes to cover when outdoor, using mosquito repellent. Okay, so this one is a simple question. Lymphatic fluid differs in content compared to the blood. Lymphatic fluid means lymph. Berbeza daripada blood. Okay, explain the two differences. Okay, so the differences is they don't have no, okay, they put here lesser number. You can just say no. Okay, lymph contains blood plasma and no, you can also put no. No white blood cell, no, why they put white blood cell? Red blood cell. Okay, anyway, some of the answers I don't really like. And I can only tell you like this because I have seen so many schema, right? So my answer will be like this, class. Blood has red blood cell, red blood cell, platelets, and plasma protein. See, I'm changing the sentence. While lymph does not have red blood cell, platelets, and plasma protein. Okay, what else? Lymph contains less protein, fine, carries low oxygen. Yang tu semua tak perlu. Okay, so you can talk about perbezaan tadi, lipid content, protein content. Okay, little bit more. Do we still have time? Got 2 more minutes. Okay. So here is swollen feet because she's pregnant. I think she's pregnant. Yeah, she's pregnant. This is edema. Discuss how pregnancy can cause symptoms of edema. Oh, that is because when the fetus is very big, macam bulan ke-8, bulan ke-9, they will himpit, they will block the lymphatic vessel. So of course tissue fluid akan berkumpul. So I want you all to see how to answer. You all just now copied it, but I want to see how we can use that answer. So she's having edema. Okay, you get 1 mark. So pregnant woman requires more blood and more nutrient. Okay, fine. That is extra fine. More tissue fluid produced. Okay. So this is some things we learn. Sometimes we have to learn from the question. Yang ni yang paling penting, right? Okay, yang ni penting. So excess tissue fluid accumulates in the spaces between the cell, and then growing fetus will press on the not vein, is more to lymphatic capillary can, lymphatic vessel can. So it will impede, it will impede the press on the lymphatic vessel. I like the word lymphatic vessel. Causing the tissue fluid unable to return back into the blood circulatory system. Therefore, her leg becomes swollen. Okay, then. So how many marks is this? I think we can get about 3 marks or 5 marks, I mean. Okay, so we can get some marks, right? We should see. Definitely we'll get marks here. We can get marks here, get marks here, get marks here. And leg jadi, yeah. So that's okay. The rest we can learn from the question. What else they want? Okay, anything else? Okay, that's it. We are done 2 big stories here. Okay, so one way to find out what is going to come out for your SPM biology, right? One way is you need to analyze the 2023 trial paper and 2024 trial paper. So you may have to like find out and then tengok the pattern because every state want to spot, right? So that is one way we can like agak-agak. Okay, so I can't tell you exactly what is going to come out, but because sometimes it comes out like cannot predict, right? Tiba-tiba yang ni akan keluar. So yeah, it's better to be prepared. But of course, I got a few things that I feel like you have to be like macam be prepared a bit. For Form 5, I think the plants, all the part of plants is important, especially the primary and secondary growth. I think that one is important. Yang tu lama tak keluar. I can give you some list if you want, which I feel like these are things you may want to consider. Primary and secondary growth. So plants, you go through everything. Photosynthesis, definitely they feel like ini akan keluar. So I will explain photosynthesis later. And then the rest is green technology. I have put in some extra nota untuk green technology. Kalau tak sempat habis sampai green technology, you all baca lah kelas. Okay, green technology and then inheritance. Inheritance is one of the spotted, definitely. Mutation. Mutation may be structure. Anything else in my list? Okay. Yeah, this is just a ramalan saja, but of course they once they know people are predicting, they will sometimes tukar. So I can only tell you what are the important things you take note, but we have to be prepared for all. Okay, so if you want, you can write all this down. So this is enzymes. Meiosis. No, it's just a general one based on my analysis for the past few years. But we have to see how 2024 looks like. What is the pattern for 2024? These are just the general one. And then just now we did blood clotting more. Okay, so this is the one that I see been coming out quite a lot for the past few years. So let's see chapter 11 very fast. Okay, so same thing here. We discussed this just now. And for human defense system, you have first line, second line, third line. We are going to discuss about third line. So you can see here, the first line is the skin, physical barrier dengan chemical barrier. This is on the first line. Okay, so this is physical barrier, the skin, and chemical barrier is monila mucus, tears, saliva, osmosmoni. We won't discuss that now. And then second line is phagocytosis, phagocytosis, and then inflammatory response. Teacher, I have not copied down. Alamak, yes, sir. Okay, hang on. Oh, hang on, that one I wrote it down, right? Yeah. So quickly copy, and if you're done, let me know. Okay, so we are now going to focus on the third line defense. And third line defense is the story about lymphocytes producing antibodies. Okay, this is where our focus is to attack antigen. So benda apa tu antibodies? Antibodies are protein produced by lymphocytes, and antigen is the protein on the bacteria. Okay, it's a protein on the bacteria. So, so let me show you. So antibodies will attack the antigen, not the pathogen. It's just the gamma, it's just the protein on the bacteria. So imagine this is all my cells, they will carry my antigen, my gamma, my protein. Okay. So if bacteria masuk, bawa gamma lain, bawa antigen lain, now my body will produce antibodies to attack the gamma. So if the bacteria masuk hidup, then my antibodies will attack the antigen, the gamma, and then automatically the bacteria also will die. If the bacteria masuk dalam badan dah mati, is a dead bacteria or virus yang masuk, my antibodies will still attack the antigen. It doesn't care whether the pathogen hidup atau mati. It will still attack the dead virus and kill it again. Okay, so that is how vaccines wujud. So you can see here. So you have active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity means badan produce own antibodies. So there are two ways you can do that. Either you get the chicken pox, okay, first time dapat chicken pox. Now your body will produce antibodies mungkin 4 hari. So 4 hari, you will get all the tompok-tompok. You will get it. Because the antibodies concentration is so low. They ambil masa to produce the antibodies that is matching, right? And then after that, from hari keempat, the concentration is good. Okay, and the concentration is good, and then you will start to recover from chickenpox. So if now, let's say you sit next to someone who got chickenpox, your body can remember the antigen. So it will produce antibodies dengan kadar yang banyak above immunity level, so you will never get chickenpox again. Okay, so if you don't want to get chickenpox, now dekat SPM, go and take the vaccination for chickenpox. So all these are vaccination. You can take vaccination for measles, polio, mumps, all these. So what is vaccination? What are they injecting inside you? Dead and weakened pathogen. Dead and weakened virus, benda-benda yang dah mati. So vaccination must be first or second injection. So first injection is to stimulate lymphocytes to produce antibodies. What is the function? What is the importance of first injection? To stimulates lymphocytes to produce antibody. And then, of course, after 3 months or 4 months, you must go for second injection. This is to increase the concentration. So second injection is to increase the concentration of antibodies above immunity level. Only then you will not get the disease again. If the antibodies produce kurang daripada immunity level, you will get chickenpox second time. Okay. All right. So natural would be passive means you get from other sources, but manusia we cannot produce. Sometimes we cannot produce antibodies, right? So placenta, the mother will give all her antibodies to the fetus selamat. If the baby is born, now the baby is no connection, right, dengan mother. So nature is like this. The breast milk has antibodies. So they will, if the baby is getting breast milk, mother's milk, then she already getting antibodies from the milk. So not easy to fall sick. Artificial means injection. Kat sini pun sama, artificial is injection. This is also injection, by injection of antiserum. What is antiserum? It is blood plasma of the horse. Example of tetanus. Tetanus is a virus yang duduk atas paku berkarat, and you can get tetanus shot. So they found out that humans cannot produce antibodies for tetanus. We look for other animals. We found out horse. We vaccinate the horse banyak-banyak until their blood is full of antibodies, and then we extract their blood, take out the blood plasma. Blood plasma kan ada antibody, and then we take out the antibody. So this is called antiserum antibodies blood plasma. Okay, so that is the idea. So these are all the vaccination. This one I will cover later. Okay, so you have this I think you all have these notes. So similarities you have all these notes. Plus you only need to do this only. In your notes, can you just add the penyakit saja? Just add the penyakit, and I will explain to you why this graph is like this and why this graph is like this. So if you faham concept, and then you read on your own now because not enough time. Okay, so just add on the penyakit saja. Not enough. Okay, so those are the penyakit. So this one is first injection, stimulate lymphocytes to produce antibody. Second injection is to increase the concentration of antibodies above immunity level. This graph is like this sebab dia macam you're taking the horse antibody. So of course the antibodies in the body will be high. And then the antibodies attack antigen, dia akan jadi kurang. Kalau tak sembuh, ambil lagi injection. Tak sembuh, ambil lagi injection. So you have to macam ambil ubat sampai sembuh. So that is why the graph can carry on. Yeah, that is true. So hepatitis, yeah, must take vaccination. I think you all have taken hepatitis vaccination. Okay, so please read this on your own. Let's go to chapter 7 sekejap. So chapter 7, you can see all the notes are there, but I want to explain to you this part only. Yeah, because we don't have time. So I feel like some things you're okay with it, then fine. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, this is aerobic respiration. Glucose plus oxygen, you get energy, carbon dioxide and water, and that means this happens in the cell. Glucose masuk, oxygen masuk, the cell get energy, and then carbon dioxide and water akan keluar. Microorganisms do respiration, plants do respiration, animals do respiration, we do respiration. But anaerobic respiration, okay, they're no more calling it anaerobic. So in your notes, you can highlight yang tu. Lactic acid fermentation and alcohol fermentation. Okay, so you highlight that, and now we are going to talk about this. Lactic acid fermentation and alcohol fermentation. So if you see this, alcohol fermentation, yeast does alcohol fermentation. So if you see the equation, they sama. Glucose, you get energy, ethanol, and carbon dioxide. Ethanol is to make beer and wine. And carbon dioxide perangkap dalam dough and makes the bread rise. Okay. So this is the kegunaan of yeast. Yeast is for alcohol and is also to make bread and cakes. Okay. So anaerobic respiration ada dua jenis. You have alcohol fermentation, lactic acid fermentation. And this is my collection. Class, can you copy this down? This is to show you alcohol fermentation. There are two popular story, and lactic acid fermentation got two popular story. Okay, so I'll wait for you. Yeah, so copy this. This is a good example, and the rest you can read on your own. So alcohol fermentation and lactic acid fermentation is respiration without oxygen. Okay, so we have half an hour. Let's try to maximize our time. Okay, finish. Okay, anyone else finish? Let's carry on to menstrual cycle. Yeah, menstrual cycle is also targeted. Lupa. What is this? Arunisa, don't do that. Because your name appears. Okay, are you all done? Can I turn the slide? Let's go to menstrual cycle. Are you all done? Finish? Okay, so menstrual cycle is another one that people always ask me to explain. Okay, so let's talk about menstrual cycle. So before menstrual cycle, there's one question we have to do. Oh, you got one more? Okay, carry on. Okay, so lactobacillus is a bacteria that will act on the lactose dalam susu, milk sugar, lactose, and then become lactic acid. And then lactic acid will coagulate. Okay, you might feel like you need to remember semua. Actually, tak. I'll show you what to remember. You just need this word, lactobacillus penting, there's a bacteria. Lactose penting, jadi lactic acid. Lactic acid will coagulate, yang ni penting, coagulate. The word casein is not important. So if you cannot remember that, just say milk protein. So it will gumpalkan the milk protein and then becomes yogurt. Okay, so these are the ones you remember. Okay, let's go to the next story. Okay, siap oh? Okay, now I want to show you what kind of question akan keluar and then we can carry on. Oh, ini tak ada apalah. Characteristics of mitochondria. It has folded inner membrane to increase surface area. Okay, look at the question. Explain the role of bacteria Z in the making of yogurt. So same like what you copied, right? Lactobacillus acts on lactose, convert jadi lactic acid, coagulates casein can. If you can remember, casein is good. Milk protein also dia terima. Dalam kurungan means it's optional. That's the meaning. And then becomes yogurt. So my answer tadi was simplified. So W will be lactic acid fermentation and X will be alcohol fermentation sebab ada carbon dioxide. Alcohol fermentation, yeast. Okay, so this is the answer that you have. You have this question and this is, yeah. So can you copy this down? We will do the menstrual cycle essay. I think that is important. And photosynthesis. That would be the two things I want to cover. The rest tak sempat kot. I can give you the answer if you want for the rest. Okay, so copy this. Once you're done, let me know. I should have put all the answers. Made a mistake. Yeah. Yeah. I should have put tak apalah. Okay. All right. So before we go to menstrual cycle, I think I will explain photosynthesis dulu. Because of time constraint, we jump to photosynthesis. Okay, it's the next one, menstrual cycle, and then the next one is photosynthesis. Because photosynthesis is spotted, I want to explain to you all first. We cover yang tu dulu. Okay, if you are done, we will go to the page that has photosynthesis. That is a sample essay. I will explain to you how photosynthesis works. Okay, if you're done, let me know. Okay, so can I assume everyone is done? I'll turn the slide on. Okay, so I see everyone is done. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so we won't do menstrual cycle yet. Ada masa we will do because it's a bit long, but I want to cover photosynthesis first because photosynthesis is important. Okay, let's talk about photosynthesis. If you understand my explanation and then when you baca my nota, it will make sense. It will be like, oh, you'll find it easy to remember. So this is the structure of the leaves and kat sini ada chloroplast, they do photosynthesis. Spongy mesophyll cell has chloroplast, they do photosynthesis. And guard cells. Ada chloroplast, they do photosynthesis. So when we are talking about photosynthesis, it's happening at 3 tempat ni. Okay, and this is the structure of chloroplast. So chloroplast ada outer membrane, membrane luar, Then it has membrane dalam, it has inner membrane, outer membrane, ada 2 layer. Satu biji ni, this is called thylakoid. So thylakoid penting because inside thylakoid is chlorophyll. Satu kumpulan is called granum. So we were not going to focus on granum, we are going to focus on the word thylakoid. And then this kawasan kosong is called stroma. Okay, and so later ATP akan keluar to the stroma, ATP. Hydrogen atom pun akan keluar to the stroma. So they just come out and then stroma will take over. Let's see how to understand this. Okay. So X is thylakoid, right? Ada chlorophyll, they do carry out photosynthesis. Okay, so this one I showed you just now earlier. Okay, sometimes you will see this word NADP, NADP. Yang tak ada apa, it's a molecule pegang hydrogen saja. It's tak ada apa yang tu. Okay, so let's look at how to explain photosynthesis. Okay, so this is a summary. Let me show you how I can remember this essay. Okay. All right. So photosynthesis consists of 2 reactions. Light dependent reaction, that means they need sunlight. They depend on sunlight. Light dependent reaction berlaku dekat thylakoid. Betul? And dalam thylakoid you have chlorophyll. Okay, another reaction is light independent reaction. That means they don't need sunlight. So although they don't need sunlight, photosynthesis happens during the day when there is sunlight. So what does this mean? It means if light dependent reaction berlaku pukul 9 pagi, light independent reaction berlaku 9:30 pagi. It is still pagi, it's just that they tolak to stroma and then now stroma can do it without needing the sunlight. Itu saja. But of course, waktu malam, that means light independent reaction doesn't mean happen waktu malam. This is all pagi. Okay. Alright, so dah no? So photosynthesis consists of light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. Okay, let's start the story. Paragraph 1. Light dependent reaction occurs in thylakoid. Thylakoid contains chlorophyll and chlorophyll. So let's say I am chlorophyll. Let's say I'm thylakoid and I got a lot of chlorophyll. So now chlorophyll will absorb sunlight, and it will excite electrons, makes the electrons, tadi electrons tak bergerak, now the electrons are moving. So these are the keywords we have to use: excites electrons to higher energy level and produce ATP energy. So one more time, thylakoid contains chlorophyll, chlorophyll absorbs sunlight and excites electrons to higher energy level. Now the electrons are moving, tadi tak bergerak, higher energy level now. Okay, tu saja, habis. Next one. Photolysis of water occurs. So where water molecule, H2O, lysis means pecah, broken down by photo means sunlight, into hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion. You have to mention what is H positive and OH negative. You have, because in biology we don't use chemistry punya terms, right? So this word is more important. So hydrogen, so it will break down into, water molecule is broken down into by sunlight into hydrogen ion, hydroxide ion. So listen, class. Now we tell this story. Hydroxide ions will combine with each other, releases electrons, sebab dia ada electron, right? They can release electron. O will become hydrogen and the balance becomes water. Okay, next story. Hydrogen ion pula, it will receive electron from chlorophyll. Okay, so positive, negative, now they become hydrogen atom, neutral. Hydrogen atom will be sent to stroma. Okay, habis cerita. Second paragraph now. Light independent reaction occurs in stroma, and stroma hydrogen atom tadi reduces carbon dioxide into glucose, C6H12O6. So what just happened? Hydrogen tertambah in the center of carbon dioxide. So kalau oxygen tertambah, we say oxidation process. Kalau hydrogen tertambah, we say reduction process. So reduces carbon dioxide into glucose and water. And then only you say glucose is stored as starch And this process is called reduction of carbon dioxide. So when you're writing this essay, it's exactly the same as what I kat situ. Can you all just copy yang ni saja? Overall equation saja kena copy. The rest of the story are exactly like what I told you. Okay, so please copy that summary overall equation. If you're done copying the equation, let me know. The story is the same. So we have 15 minutes. I think I want to show you all inheritance lah. Those are all spotted. Yeah. So easy photosynthesis sekarang. Okay, you all are done. Let me turn the slide. Anybody need 1 minute, 2 minutes? Okay, so I turn the slide now. Okay, so this is done. Now we have 15 minutes. Let's do inheritance because that one is more important. Yeah, all right. So if you are comfortable with this, now we go to the next one. It's all the same question. So one, not yet. You don't have to copy all because you will get the slides right. Yeah. See, it's everywhere. Okay. Okay, so kejap on. There's 15 more minutes here. Okay, you are done. If you're done, you must let me know. We are all waiting for you. Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide. So you take a photo because there's not much time already now. Okay, so let's see the next one. Okay, because I don't have much time. In the next questions, we need time. Okay, so all these are the same. So if you see the perbezaan, it's the same. Okay, now we are coming to inheritance. How to write the essay and how to do the diagram. Okay. So we are going to do practice case 1 and case 2. So before that, you have to understand this, that inside your nucleus, there is chromatin. So this is chromatin and nucleus. Chromatin is actually chromosome. So chromosome boleh wujud dengan cara ni atau cara ni. So chromosome can exist like this, or they photostat and they exist like this. It's the same. Yeah, so that is chromosome. Okay, and if you open the lilitan for chromosome, you will get the DNA. Macam tu lah. Okay, macam tu. So you have the chromosome, you open the lilitan, you get the DNA. So we are talking about chromosome and DNA right now. Okay, and if I ask all your chromosomes to beratur, and they will beratur secara pasangan. So you will have two chromosomes, so they will beratur secara pasangan. So pasangan pertama, pasangan kedua, pasangan ketiga, pasangan ke-23. And these two chromosomes are exactly the same. Therefore, we call them homologous chromosome. Homo means same, right? Okay. So why do you have two chromosomes that is exactly the same? Why? Because one you get from your father, one you get from your mother. Sperm 23, ovum 23. Now it's you, zygote 46. Okay, so let me show you this. So the loci, so every part of the chromosome will control some part of you. So maybe this part of the chromosome controls your skin color. So we call it as skin color gene. And if I buka lilitan, you can get the DNA. So a group of DNA that controls skin color dengan Gene benda yang sama. Gene and DNA benda yang sama. So kalau kat sini skin color, kat sini pun kena skin color. So locus is the lokasi where the gene is, consists of skin color, the trait or characteristics is the skin color, determined by the alleles. Kalau dominant allele, we write huruf besar. Recessive allele, we write huruf kecil. T, we write like this. I, we will write like this. These are some of the syarat. So if you are tall and in your father is tall, your mother is tall, that means your father give you T besar, your mother give you T besar, you are called homozygous dominant. If your father is tall, your mother is short, you are still tall, so you will be T besar, T besar. So I'm going to change this. Let's say this is T besar and this is T kecil. Your father is tall, your mother is short. You are still tall because you still have dominant. So you are called heterozygous. You are still tall. Okay, tall, I cannot talk about tall and short, that is relative. So now we are going to go to fair. If you are fair, confirm you are recessive. So fair is recessive, dark is dominant. So we have to use the word D. So here is D, here is D kecil. It will follow the dominant huruf. So this will be D kecil, this will be D kecil. So you are D kecil, you are homozygous recessive, and you are very fair. Okay. Right. So we have to know this first. Okay, now we are going to see. So all these are dominant traits and recessive traits. I have to explain this. So if you are tall, you are T besar or T besar T kecil. And if you're short, it is T kecil, right? So it doesn't matter. This description is called phenotype. And this description, the genetic composition, this is called genotype. Okay, so you all understand what is genotype and phenotype. It's the description, satu lagi is the alleles. Okay, so let's do case pertama. So this is case pertama. If you see your notes, it is case father and mother heterozygous dark skin. So father dark, mother dark, can they get a fair child? In this situation, both are heterozygous. Can they get fair child? Yes, no? Okay, so let's see, okay? They can, because they're heterozygous. So the dark skin will be D besar, D kecil. The mother is also dark. Okay, and then next you draw the meiosis line. So this line is called meiosis, and gamete must circle. Must, wajib. If you don't circle the gametes, then considered tak ikut format. And then now we're going to draw the line for random fertilization. So this sperm pertama dengan ovum pertama. Sperm pertama dengan ovum kedua. This is all kebarangkalian. Is somebody pregnant? What is the kebarangkalian of getting a fair child? That's it. Sperm kedua dengan ovum pertama. Always write dominant depan. Then sperm kedua dengan ovum kedua. So that means they can get a fair child, right? So this is all fair. So they can get a fair child, but the peratus is 25% sajalah. These are all dark. So if somebody pregnant, that means the chances of getting a darker child is higher, fair child is lesser, but these are all nasib, right? Okay, some family I know, father dark, mother dark, all the children are fair. So very hard to say. All right, class, please copy this. This is a format how you write. Okay. So you have to follow, yeah. So copy this as an example. Teacher, if D besar, D kecil is recessive. No, D besar, D kecil means they are dark because D besar is dark. So dominant, it will show their characteristics. So to become fair, it must be D kecil, D kecil. Dominant dark must not exist. Otherwise, how to be fair? Yeah. Okay, so copy this. We have about 8 marks. Teacher, how many marks in this diagram? Oh, very good question. This is 4 marks. So if we can extend time, we can do one question, 10 marks. We can do one question with diagram and also the cara jawab, how to explain the diagram. Okay, if you all don't mind, we can extend 10 minutes. Okay, so copy this first. Yeah, this is 4 marks, yes. Okay, copy this. I think this is very important in inheritance. Yeah, so copy first. If you're finished, let me know. Please try to copy a little bit fast because we don't have much time. Okay. Right, everyone also copy a little bit fast, can? Nitian, copy a little bit fast. I want to like give you all as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to turn the slide. The next one is father is homozygous black eye. Homozygous, that means B besar, B besar. And mother is blue eye. Blue eye means confirm recessive, B kecil, B kecil. Are you all done? Can I turn the slide? Let's see how to answer this type of question. Alamak, tak cukup tempat tu. Ayah, my spacing lari. Okay, you all adjust lah class. Huh? Okay, can I turn the slide? Are you all done? Yes, no? Okay, so because we don't have time, the rest of the answers I will send it to you all through the slides. You can fill up the blanks if you. Okay, I'm going to turn the slide. This is for the next one. All done now? Okay, and this is how you do the diagram for homozygous, homozygous. Kalau dua yang sama, bawa turun satu. Okay, so copy this. And then we will do one essay how to jawab, how to explain the diagram. Yeah, and then that will, yeah. Okay. Okay, are you done? Finish? Just now, dark skin. Somebody asking question. Just now, dark skin with white skin. No, no, you read the question. Just now is dark skin, tapi heterozygous. This one is homozygous. Okay, are you all done? Finish? Is it possible to extend 5 minutes? Can? Okay, because I got one more only, then the rest they can copy from the slides. Just one more we do together. Okay, shall we? You are done? All right. So, yang lain dah habis, Hakimi, Nitian, all done, Aziza? Okay, let's go to the next one. It says here Pahang 2023 essay format. That means you skip one, you have to skip class, skip until you come to a woman has B blood group while her husband has A blood group. They have daughter whose blood group is O. Describe how their blood group inherited. Can you, I don't know what page is that because tak ada page numbering. You have to look for that essay. I think it is like skip 4 pages. Okay, come, I give you the answer. This one is format to write blood group. So there are a lot of inheritance diagram, all this, but we don't have time to cover. Okay, let's do one important essay because that is 2023. Okay, all this we skip. Okay, we skip first morning because tak cukup masa. All right, and this is the question we are going to do. Pahang 2023. Okay. All right, so this is how you answer in exam. And this is the diagram. Diagram 4 marker, essay 6 marker. But you can use this diagram for all inheritance question. Okay, we extend 5 minutes class. Can you copy this down? Break the page into 2 parts. One part you write diagram, and also second part you write the essay. This essay is important. You can use it for all diagrams. Same format. Okay, so copy this, and if you're done, I think it will take about 5 minutes to do all this. Okay, so this is you all know where is this, right? Pahang 2023 essay format page. It's an empty page. Okay, we just extend 5 minutes. All right, I'll wait for you all. Okay, so for blood group, dia lain, cara tulis lain. So blood group is like this. If your blood group A, you are IA, IO. Or you can also be IA, IB, IA, IA. So blood group we tulis dengan cara ni. IA. See, I'm rushing. But because we want child with blood group O, so both are heterozygous. Okay, finish? Okay. Let's just wait for the others to finish. So the only reason why I wanted you all to write is because, you remember better. Okay, siap. Let's see the next one. I want to show you all that cara tulis is all different. Where is it? There is many ways of writing this. There's no time, hang on. Okay, class, it looks long, but actually it's not. Okay, so I'll wait for you. This is how you describe the diagram. Teacher, can I see the slide again? I quickly take. No, it's, oh yeah, because of timer. Okay, this is the one. So let me just show you why do I write IA. T besar, T kecil is dominant recessive. For blood group, we write like this. IA, IO is recessive. And then what else? H besar, H kecil is H besar, XH besar. This is dominant. This is recessive. Yeah, so there are many ways of writing it. Okay, so if you're done, this is your explanation. Okay, so this will take about 5 minutes for you to write. And teacher, I'm okay, nak lebihkan masa. Okay, then everyone can copy this. We got time. Okay. Alright, so please write like this. When I type, it tak jadi macam tu. So that is the format of writing I. Alright, class, take your time, copy this. The rest of it, I can put it in the group, the slide answers.